Yo, YouTube, we're back with more VoD review. I've got a long stream today, but if this is YouTube, you guys are only seeing the VoD. Anyway, we got Fnatic versus Weibo to start off, a series that went 3. Ended up not being quite as close as what we thought. But hey, you know, sometimes that's what happens. It was a 2-1. Was it close? I don't know. We'll talk about it. That being said, thanks so much for tuning in. As always, support for Worlds has been great. I've really enjoyed it as well. But as always, if you guys want to support the content, drop a sub to the channel. There'll be more coming. Likes and comments help the channel out a lot. I will see them. And also follow me everywhere at CubbyXX, especially on Twitch, where I stream these live. That being said, happy Monday morning for me. Let's dive on in. Game 1. Hi, friends. All right, draft. I thought this draft was disgusting from Weibo. Now, how many teams are allowed to go Renekton and Lucian in this tournament? I think that this game proved the answer is none. If any team were to do it, I'd say Weibo. Xiaohu on Lucian, legendary Lucian player. This just doesn't work for me. And I do think that the Fnatic responses were really good. So, ultimately, Skarner B1's fine. I like the bans that we have too from Weibo. These bans are fine if we're not going to play Aurora. Also, banning Aurora. Yeah, you have the Gambit where you kind of have to get rid of Yone too. I think that we'll see this as the tournament goes on. That being said, Skarner first pick, playing Italy into that is already makes your game really volatile. So Weibo just has to smash early, which they did draft to do. But I think the Jax versus Renekton matchup changed a lot with the Jax buffs. And the Rel also, I really like to pick here because you're already signing up to be a relatively short-range team if your carries are going to be Renekton plus Lucian. So I thought this was a good grab. Your carries are going to get narrowed out a little bit, but there's enough where it's going to be deep. So, that being said, Ashe, Ezreal bans, and these bans lead to an MF pick. I think MF, given the early game identity, is somewhat fine. You can open up some space for a comp that is somewhat short-ranged. Then it is Varus Syndra. I really like the Syndra into Lucian matchup. I used to know this matchup really well. The old way the matchup would work, like when it was really popular back in season, I think 10 or 11, I think it was when Syndra had the 4-second Q cooldown, but pretty much Lucian would win before first base, and after that, Syndra should be able to stymie. Lucian can never dash in this lane. If he does, then you get scattered. Syndra scales harder, doesn't bully as hard as she used to, but this is a matchup where I do feel like Syndra is really useful. You have a way to cancel a culling. Lucian can't really proactively dash. And the only thing that you're really under threat as when it comes to Syndra, besides flanks, is the Ona. And in a game where you're going to be behind early based on the draft, the odds that you get flanked actually go down. So I think Syndra actually has more value this game. So yeah, I actually really like this. I mean, they go down if you keep the Syndra pick in mid. The one thing I don't like is the Varus here. I actually would have left up. I think that when Kai'Sa ban comes out, you're kind of forced to ban Ezreal. I think the dream here for Fnatic would actually be to Kai'Sa Ezreal handshake. Because if you give the Kai'Sa, Ezreal can actually side lane, and you can keep the Syndra mid, which is a little bit more valuable. So sometimes like having an AD that can side lane when you're running something like Syndra is really valuable. Varus is not that AD, but yeah, I always there's a thought that I have in there. Anyway, I like the Syndra pick. I thought this draft from Fnatic was really good. And a big part of the reason why they ended up winning this game, because the Renekton Lucian Open should just be illegal. And if Weibo can't do it, then what team of the tournament can? I probably only Gen.G, but they're not going to do that because they're too good for that. And we don't have runes this game. Okay. Oh, looks like we had some issues. Dude, they're using the NACL overlay when the Worlds overlay doesn't work right now. Nice. Just slap the teams on the record on the side, you know? Okay, so it's going to be a swap. Also, it looks like Noah's teching for Poke Varus, potentially. Are you caught up, or should I avoid spoilers? I'm caught up. I'm just not caught up on VoD review. Yes, I have something else up. Thank you. So the lane swap, we have Skarner and Italy both going Wolves to opponent's side. And Jun is already down here proactively, which is interesting. I guess they two-wave crashed this, which is a bit of an adaptation. And we're not in position to dive yet because of the two-wave crash, so Weibo messed this up a little bit. So they're having a Renekton Leech mid, or Leech mid, and then they 2-wave crash. So this is an oopsie from Weibo. I actually want to go for the dive. It's fine. I also, this is close to where I feel like you should be playing the lane swaps. I still really strongly feel like NA has this right. I think that NA, the way they're playing most of the lane swaps, the NA teams, that they start their top laner in the lane, try and soak XP. If you die, you can TP back. And you're still getting 3 waves of XP. I like this better than leeching and walking. So this is close. Like, June's going to get some XP. I think that your support should leash and then walk down, if anything. But they should leech top wave, then base, then walk. But still, we are able to farm out these lanes pretty easily as Oscars. So well done by Fnatic here. And because it was 2-wave, the dive misses. That said, breathes top lane. But this is the other thing that I don't like about how lane swaps are getting played out right now, is that in this scenario, the Renekton's down. And also in the early, like before first base, AD carry versus top laner is good for AD carry. You need a jungler to come up and actually impact this. But because of the split map scenarios, the ADs cannot get punished. So that's not possible. And then you just end up getting peppered down. Your AD gets solo farm and XP. Now you're trading this for the top enemy top laner getting ahead, right? They're going to get solo XP, so that could be bigger for the matchup. But Jax is okay, like used to being down to Renekton in the first place. And Jax should be okay later on, so. Someone in the chat says, TL, good early macro, struggle in team fights, fly opposite. You think weak early and fly better mid to late would be better in Asian teams than TL? Yes. I actually had a Twitter thread about this. If you go check my Twitter. We do have an attempted gank from Fnatic. I don't like this. I feel like we're making this lane volatile when the lane doesn't want it. Like, this lane is being frozen for Humanoid. Oh, nice spear from Tarzan. He buffers this. Yeah, that's really nice. I don't like this from Fnatic. I think you just cross, continue to farm. Like, this is where the champs of Weibo are going to be very strong. So I think by keeping the game neutral, it's just better. Ready whenever, boss? All right, guys. We're going to be joined by a special guest here. We got Razvan.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, you should be... stream should be able to hear you. What's up?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I just had to adjust one thing. Sweet. Well, this is a treat. What's up, man? Good to see you.
Not much. Just getting back into League content.
Nice.
And since the opportunity arrived, I joined you.
No, I appreciate it. I mean, sometimes I've been trying to line up a couple people to come in, but because my schedule's weird, I just kind of stream when I'm available. I haven't been able to do it, but I appreciate it. I know you said just like review and then go from there. I'm showing my screen. If you want me to stop at any point and you want to talk about stuff, go for it. Like, I'm down to bounce around ideas too. You don't have to be a passenger in this, but yeah, is there like anything that we've missed in the first couple minutes of the game that you do want to talk about?
No, yeah, sounds good for me. Like, I try not to interrupt a lot because I'm a bit sick, so I'd rather not talk a lot.
Okay.
You know. But the only thing is like this thing by Fnatic, the gank they try to set up is something that was a blunder in my opinion, because they didn't consider the clear speeds of both junglers as well as the range advantage. And it's a bit of a deja vu towards the Caps games when he was getting ganked by Skarner, you know? And
Yeah.
he was dodging the early ganks with an immobile mage. You do that to a Lucian with a Nidalee as backup. It's a bit too much.
Yeah, I agree. I like just the power windows of the champs too, and the way that Weibo wants to play the game. I feel like they just didn't respect. Like, this is just not like, nothing is good here for Fnatic. If they're able to break it, it's one thing, but they can just keep the game neutral and it's fine, right?
Yep.
Ooh, wait, they actually. Oh, I actually missed this. They knew that Tarzan was below them, and they still went for the play. Wow. Okay, I agree with you on the blunder then. That's puzzling. Okay, let's see. Moving on from there. Oh, we got the runes. There's not really anything interesting in runes. Does Nidalee always go blue secondary?
I think it's a matter of preference for the players, honestly.
Yeah, I think that's what I think so too.
Some of them, like a lot of junglers, prefer to go for the more aggressive kind of runes, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there are some of them that go for inspiration all the time.
Yeah.
So, but I think this is the most common setup for Nidalee. So
yeah, I do like the Conqueror's good, obviously.
It allows her to win extended fights rather than a bursty gameplay. And Fnatic's comp is overall kind of tanky. Like even Varus himself will be kind of an extended fight champ.
Yeah.
So yeah. And the outrange kind of allows her to keep it. So
yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, from here, I think a big thing for Weibo in this comp is getting the first set of grubs. So I think that the Fnatic bot lane's rotating is like they're just late on the play, but it might be a 2-1. Ooh, no, they're here in time. Okay, it's not bad. I've appreciated that more teams are like trying to rotate bot lane up to contest this, because a lot of what we saw was like, for example, if you have Renekton, you just get grubs because you're level 6 Renekton at first grub spawn, so it's just GG. I guess they don't.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like
Yeah.
unless you have man advantage and tempo advantage on 2 lanes, it's really hard to get the grabs on against the Renekton, because that's pretty much the identity of the champ, getting those early objectives topside.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Weibo bot lane kind of made a mistake here, though, because, I mean, they just ended up cross-countrying all the way to top. I guess they get mid-wave, too. Never mind. I thought they might have been able to base and catch top, but not the case.
It's also like, it's interesting in a lot of MF games that, you know, there are some tempo rules inside of the game, but there are certain champions that cheat those rules, and you have MF, Zeri, and champs like that that can do those kind of things that normally would be troll, but they get away with it.
Yeah.
MF has that due to her W, and Zeri because of the wall jumping and stuff. So she
Right.
gets out of base with like 7 seconds faster.
I like this dive from Fnatic, though. I mean, this is a good response. Like, they at least saw Tarzan walk away. Yeah, I mean, really well played. I think it's totally worth it. Jhin goes down there.
Support for AD carry trade is generally worth it. So yeah, because the AD carry loses experience, and they kind of want that.
Yeah, the Tarzan response is fine, but I actually really like how Jhin plays this too, because he goes bot to hover Oscar, because that's the counterplay. So that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I do like Jhin on this team. I feel like he's like, if I'm Fnatic going into this upcoming off season, I don't know if his English is good enough to work with like non-Korean AD, but I feel like Jhin is someone that is a strong point that Fnatic should hold on to. Okay, so it's Dragon afterwards. Mountain Drake's quite nice for Weibo going up against the Varus. It's not bad. I think Poke Varus is for sure the right call this game too. So I appreciate the Poke Varus coming out here and there. I know it got nerfed on this patch, but I think it's still playable.
Yeah, agree. There's a like, if I want to be the devil's advocate, you could say I'm not sure exactly if Varus is still viable as an AP champion, but in this game specifically, if it is, he might be a better choice, because you have so many targets that you can just one shot through AP.
Yeah.
Sadly, his team is like very AP heavy, so he cannot do it. He's forced to do the lethality angle, but would be a cool one to see.
In the Americas tournament on this patch, there was a lot of Varus priority because teams were playing it in the Ziggs because Kaisa was banned and it was Fearless.
Yep.
And there were still some Nashers coming out in those games. I think that the AP Varus build's good. I thought June played this as good as possible, but Fnatic just didn't get this wave in. Like, they should have slow pushed this one, just because their team's redeploying. So I think getting this in now is in. I guess they tried their best, but the next wave they should have slow pushed, I guess, instead of trying to force in. No, they don't really have a choice. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Noah is making a slightly kind of small mistake, but it ends up costing them because he's slow pushing, but he's doing it too fast.
Yeah.
If you remember, one of the things that Reckless was doing a lot better than most AD carries in the West was the last hits when the minions were as low as possible.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. He's actually
He's sitting at like
He's
100
hitting
plus HP at
yeah.
times. So
That's actually really bad. Like, I mean, that's something that I'd expect ADs at this level to do. That's a good catch, actually.
it's a difference of like 300 units.
It's
so
big.
you can think like 3 Teemos difference in the expected wave position, which might save them from the Nidalee gank. You know, like
Yeah.
here they would be close to that flag or their ward. So
Yeah, I mean, that's actually a big deal. Like, that's one too where the wave's uncontested. It's like as AD, that's where you stand right next to the creep and just try and last hit it like as soon as possible. I will say that June plays this out mechanically as well as he can. So that's good. Like, he even got in the way of Nidalee when he was stunned, which like Tarzan couldn't spear Noah, so he was already dead. But I actually like that play.
yeah, not to like flame the Western teams, but for example, HLE had a situation similar in their Ashe Leona game, and their like wave slow pushing was pixel perfect nearly. Like he was sitting at 10, 15 HP.
Yeah. Okay. This is, I guess, Weibo get the kill. They want to play for grubs, so they rotate everyone up here, and then we have a fight.
That's a bit of a desperate fight, though. And Brief is holding his cooldowns for next game.
Yeah.
Because he could make that a lot more damaging for Fnatic's chances to win this game.
Yeah, I mean, he R late. Like, I think that he needs to R, like, as he's, like, just to stack up the Fury, right?
Yeah, around here should be ideal.
Actually, it's okay, actually. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah, he needs to flash the Varus Q, which was doable. I guess he doesn't have TPs, like he would be out of the fight, but still. Tarzan? I guess he wanted the short hop? I don't know.
There's a chance if he plays it slightly more aggressive from the beginning, you know, because they had info on the person that was coming behind, from behind.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a chance he might actually be damaging towards Noah. You know, like threaten his position a bit, and then his his flash would save him, because he would have a long flash over this wall, either towards turret or his team, and that would allow Leona to gap close.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if he can, like, E in here and get a big Q, and then E out and flash.
But it would have to be slightly earlier, I think.
Yeah.
Because if you have 4 people on you, you're dying, you know?
Yeah.
With 3 people, it's maybe managing.
I also feel like Light played a little bit too far back in the back half, because, like, Humanoid already used W and E, and he's waiting. So, like, there's nothing else that's stopping Light from just walking up there. Like, if he gets an auto or 2 down, maybe Ryze works that threat, but yeah.
Possibly. He was avoiding the Syndra slows, because she still had W.
Oh, okay. I thought she W to set up the E, but yeah.
Okay, this was so good.
That's a greedy base. And there's just no reason to base on this part of the wall, no?
Arguably, yeah.
Yeah, like, yeah. Just base with your team under turret. It's fine. Alright, well, that's a bonus one.
See, like, those are the kind of mistakes, those bases, they do not get punished in our regions.
Yeah.
But when the Asian teams come, they play hide and seek as the seekers with you until your base, you know?
Yeah.
I've seen some of their supports canceling the mid laners 3 times at like certain points just to be annoying because it messes up their tempo so bad.
Oh, yeah.
It's very interesting that Crisp didn't actually wait a bit longer until the recall was close to like 1 second.
Yeah. They
Because
did
then they
have
could set up first.
they did have grubs they wanted to take, so I mean Xiaohu was able to follow up immediately, so I think he was just waiting for that. But either way, it was good. This is also really good from I mean, Weibo's completely sacking bot for this, but they do have 6 grubs, so this is what I like when we're overloading with grubs, right? Just play 2 lanes. And Breathe's getting a little bit starved out for what here, which is the like I would actually argue that like I don't even know if Weibo needs this. I feel like you can just send Renekton bot and catch. Because you will have mid prio with MF if you have everyone hovering, because Fnatic's showing 2 bot. And then they would maybe still be able to force this without Renekton even being here.
Agree to an extent, but you have to keep in consideration that you're playing against Rel Varus as a HP stacking champ, so there's a chance he might actually be diveable.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't be able to catch this.
Yeah.
So maybe they just choose the safe route, because there's a macro rule to an extent. If you can secure your top lane push before the Drake, that will kind of guarantee you the Drake, you know? And
Yeah.
it helps you when you play retake a lot. They're kind of overextending here, so they just value gold over the objective, but still.
Okay. It ended up being
Which ends
alright.
up.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't think they care too much about the Lethality Varus taking their towers, because it takes like 2 hours for him.
Yeah. And they don't even care. They don't care about Drake either. They just want the 6 grub rift. Okay. That's an okay sequence.
Yeah. They have a very early game focused comp, so you know, if Drakes become a win condition, that means they lost.
Yeah. The only slight bummer from that is the fact that Xiao Hu gets starved a little bit, which I think does matter against this again in the center matchup. Because he's gonna be even in XP, which Fnatic or what? Hold on.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Lucian is a champ that like his scaling is not really off his levels, you know? Because
Not
he's going to put points into E, so his damage doesn't actually increase with levels. He cares about the gold. So what they did earlier kind of covers for him being starved at times.
yeah, it's fine. Your E does give you the like it lowers your CD, right? So it does help with
Yeah.
damage a little bit, but it's not a point. My worry is like if you're up a level or 2, then you can actually pressure Syndra, whereas if you're down, then she has kill threat.
Mercs.
Mercs, yeah. Okay, hold on. Was it? Hmm. That's good. They're able to block the
Syndra has
sphere.
no cooldowns, so they just go for the commit until the TP comes. That's not bad by them. If they manage not to lose massively here, they will like have a more important team fight later on. That
Yeah.
they forced all the cooldowns from Fnatic, because Fnatic is kind of desperate fighting.
I feel like Breathe again could have just flash W the Syndra, who is out of cooldowns.
I think it does, no?
No, okay, he did, but he missed. He had Razork.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Fat Scorpion.
Yeah.
You know, it reminds me of one of the biggest blunders I made as a semi-pro player when I was
Yeah.
playing Cho'Gath, and then Alistar was like body blocking for his AD carry. So I ate a big steak instead of eating the juicy
Oh no.
like 500 HP AD carry and
He
winning the
fell for the
game.
beef. Yeah. I mean, Oscar
Yeah.
ends up playing this pretty well, like getting the Breathe missed the W timer too, because you can W in
Yeah.
the back half the Counter Strike. Okay. Yeah,
Could
I
do his
mean,
ability sequence a bit better, but yeah, his intention is good.
yeah. I guess well played, Fnatic. This is just kind of like a weird sequence stream from Weibo. I mean, this is like where Weibo as a team, this is sometimes their greatest strengths, their Achilles heel with trying to ball.
Yeah, but what, like, as I said, this is a team fight that you're kind of willing to lose if you get something out of it, and they got 2 big flashes,
Yeah.
you know? Because Jax will be useless in the next team fight, and Skarner will not have access to double AD carry, so they're not the saddest.
Yeah.
But they kind of ended up like blowing their stuff as well when they realized they might be able to win it.
I mean, yeah.
As
I mean, they lost 4-0 in the end, which is pretty bad.
yeah,
I think the scatter on the breathe was really big. Like breathe just ended up having a not great fight for a multitude of
yeah.
reasons, but because breathe tries to go back in here, which I think was doable, and he gets scattered out. Yeah.
But this is a bit too much.
Yeah, I will say if Breeze's able to get in there, I think it's fine, but Weibo should probably just back off and focus Oscar after this. The fact that Oscar's able to hit a plant, get all the health back, get all his cooldowns back, and then do this is kind of illegal. Yeah, alright. And the Herald doesn't get turret.
I think it was put because it will expire though. So.
Yeah.
And they won't get chances too soon unless they want to commit a lot into bot side, which technically, if you go back a bit, like around here, there's an argument you could make. Like if they have vision, the moment they see Skarner, they can drive that Herald into bot side and Shao who can take it or someone.
Yeah.
Because he has TP as well, and Fnatic doesn't have the easiest way of forcing a team fight without the earlier Skarner flash that we talked about.
That's a good idea. I actually like that idea. Like if they just throw it down and Xiaohu drives it, because he can get that bot wave all the way in. And it would require Humanoid to either walk or TP. So
Yeah.
like you could get TP advantage and then go from there. That's interesting.
If you look at the waves, they're also secured because no one is threatening Renekton. Yep. That's a -1. And second, the one on mid is kind of very easy for MF to defend by herself.
Yep.
So all they're going to get is a red buff for potentially 700 gold on Chaohu.
Yeah, and they'd also be farming another wave. Because like after this, Breathe can't farm that wave either way. So like, why not have someone bot and force a response that way? So Breathe might get access again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that idea.
You know, even the Asian teams bleed to the NAA ramp sometimes. They might be considering that the MF doesn't have the cleanse, so maybe that's why they're playing conservative against the Varus Syndra comp, but still.
Yeah, worst comes to worst, you can just sack Leona for it. Like, if she tanks everything with her W, it would at least take a lot to kill her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, after that play, the game for Weibo slowed down so much. Like, this is the game state that Fnatic wants. I mean, you're down 500 gold with this comp at 20 minutes and 2 Drakes. Who cares?
I mean, on my screen, Weibo lost here. You know?
Yeah. Like, Weibo just didn't do any... Like, they didn't use the Herald well, and then they just aren't able to farm. Like, they don't get any waves on enemy side of map now. So, if that can happen, it's just kind of GG.
Yeah. With scaling being not really in their favor.
Yeah,
It's kind of mixed, but I'm pretty sure it's like Fnatic favored because Renekton will just become a corpse at some point, like a mid shield.
Yeah. I think this is actually one of the better Syndra comps I've seen too. I know Syndra's been kind of dropped in this tournament because like sides have gotten too valuable, but I feel like Syndra can function in this comp really well.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, that's nice.
That's a smurfing angle.
Yeah. So Weibo perspective is they're gonna drop the Drake. Like again, they can go play to their plus wave on top side, but Zhao didn't have flash up yet either. Wow, that's nice. Did he dash at any point? He just got a dash under tower. Oh, he got caught mid dash.
Yeah, he would.
All right, well played. Yeah, I mean, like, this game just got tanked off that bot side play. I really feel like Weibo had a winning angle, and then they just got nuked there. They can get any waves plus side, and GG.
You know what annoys me about watching Fnatic as an European? Like, sometimes it feels like they're all, how should I say it? Thinking at the same time, like on the same wavelength, right?
Mhm.
And other times it feels like you have 5 solo queue players that
Yeah.
don't agree with each other.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
agree.
frustrating to watch as a coach.
Yeah, I mean, like that was the last couple sequences from them like, have been good, right? They've done their job.
Yeah.
And this is also like just my theory and why FlyQuest had a bit more success this tournament too, is just the fact they leaned into the scaling. I think that with lane swaps existing, you're just guaranteed to have a mid game where you can get even footing. So, and also, you're not going to beat those players just straight up in lane. Like it's just not going to happen, right? So you're going to have to find advantages elsewhere, and I do feel like the approach they've had has been very favorable to them. I mean, this is a good example where Fnatic, they have a game where they can take time to get going, and then they have advantages later on if they're even or down, right?
I agree. I feel like with FlyQuest there's a bit of a difference though, because most of the teams in the West, they feel very desperate at times of the game.
Yeah,
While
FlyQuest is very measured.
FlyQuest is probably the only team I've seen in the last 2 years that's patient besides like G2,
Yeah,
you know?
I agree.
So
They have a very good understanding this tournament of what they can drop without, or like what they can bend without breaking, and that's been very favorable to them. Do we have any thoughts about this fight? I don't have much. Like if Jun hits his abilities, I think it goes a little bit better. I'm wondering if he can find shield break though on the Sterex. Yeah, shield break.
I think they're hinting, they're forcing on like a Renekton with Sterak. No.
Yeah, the
Like,
Oscar went way like. I mean, you get Lucian Flash, but then you sack your own. I think
if you go back a bit, like, do they need June to CC lock Renekton that hard though? Because
no.
you know, Sterak Q interaction, like look, he's missing all his shit.
Yeah.
He had a good idea of like starting with Q, maybe getting it later, but I still feel like when you are 4v1, you should hold the abilities that can actually provide 800 plus health value.
Yeah, it should be W start. Yeah. Yeah,
Even R start, honestly, because you get the peak and then you just play the map 5v4.
I think that's reasonable too. Yeah, I agree. I'm like he had the Q cooldown back up at the back half of Sterak, so I can see the thought, but yeah, I agree.
I'm just not a fan of like taking risks like that.
Yeah.
Because here he didn't measure the burst. His Q came after the Sterak was actually damaged through by his team.
Yeah, Razor saved Humanoid here, which is really good because he canceled the like if the Q comes down from Crisp, he gets bullet timed. So Crisp almost saved this fight. Well played by Razor though to interrupt. Okay, they play that fight too much. I'm also down, like, even if Oscar jumped in and just got the Lucian flash and died and kept his flash up, I would have really liked that, unironically. Because that would have been a 4-for-4 where you traded off heavily in flash, because that was the only flash you burned, and then Chris, Breathe, and Lucian flash, then you have all your flashes up as Fnatic. That's not too bad. So I feel like Fnatic could have gotten a little bit more out of this.
Yeah. You know, I'm thinking about it and looking at it. I'm pretty sure that some AD carries would, if they were Noah and he was getting TP'd on and kind of like forced away from the fight, they would just flash forward so they get there to damage the Renekton. Because then you create the 5v4.
Yeah.
Like that. And like you have your entire team as a unit with, I think, like all champs in his team can kill him.
Mm-hmm.
And he would still have like cleanse probably.
Yeah, like poke Varus flash isn't like omega valuable either. I mean he has a shield. He's got a team that can peel him, and you're playing far back enough where it's just it's not on hit Varus flash, right? Like that's far more valuable.
Yeah, that's what I loved about Unforgiven. You know, if you watch the guy, he's always flashing forward.
Yeah, that guy's a good gamer. I hope I don't know what's up with him this upcoming split, but hope he's got a good spot.
Same.
Yeah. I also got probably the greatest soundbite out of him of all time when it comes to Masu, where he said if this guy's not like a pro player, then I don't know what the orgs are doing. which is really funny given like what he's doing now. So really nice of Unforgiven to help out with that. That was fun. I think Fnatic's actually got a decent setup here, which I'm pleasantly surprised about. I mean, Humanoid's going to get disconnected here, so good job by Weibo, but like they kept Renekton out, and Humanoid, like they were actually able to buy space for Humanoid. This is actually good. Yeah.
I mean, it's not bad for him. He's like not out of the fight as long as he has flash, and he has flash advantage on the marker.
Yeah.
So if he had a bit more like intent in him, he could even force.
You know, bullet times like that are coming out. You know, you're behind. You get mid pro? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I like how they're. I appreciate how they're playing for the red buffs. I mean, right now, like, I'm helping with like a GM team, and I'm just always like, hey, I like to say if there's nothing to do on the map, like look for buffs, look for enemy wraps, just like easiest access, right? I think Fnatic actually played the sequence out pretty well. It's small, but it's good.
I think they played it besides Oscar, who was doing golems when he had vision about everyone on the team. So bot lane was not in a state where he could threaten.
You wanted Oscar on wave?
But
You wanted Oscar on the wave?
yeah, like earlier here. Because his team is being pressured, they have info on everyone, they're doing something. So you as the top laner cannot just hide not doing anything, you know?
Okay.
Unless you want to threaten Fog, but I don't think it's necessary here, because the Jax will have a higher threat in side lane, so that will open up the next play.
I ended up just...
If his intention is to Fog, it's not bad, though.
I will say, like, he ends up keeping the wave here, and it's not bad. Like, they just create a dead lane for Weibo.
Yeah. They just play it later, but
yeah.
Still. I'm not a big fan of the extremely slow approach, you know?
Yeah.
Even when you're scaling, you should push your limits a bit.
Ooh. This is actually close from Weibo. They just don't... I feel like Light isn't... I mean, he can't be on, like, ready for this, but if Light's ready for this, it's big. I was a bit surprised we don't have, like... I mean, like, legitimately, what if Light, like, flashed sideways and Ard? No, never mind, June.
On the Syndra, or?
Yeah, like now. I mean, Razork has no R. June committed on to Xiaohu. And we saw Scatter. The Scatter's there. Skarner ult's there.
I think he should do it now, like earlier.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, if he does it earlier, though, then June flash combos him if he's ready. Which would be fight over. But like now, yeah.
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 I was just thinking like 2 frames before yours, but yeah.
Yeah.
When June shows the intention of like moving his character towards Xiaohu.
Yeah, I also like this ult too onto Humanoid. The fights, like that part of the fight's already over, so this arc could have been positioned better too. Could have been the rest of Fnatic.
Yeah. Could have closed the choke.
Yep. The Rel combo though onto Xiaohu is very nice. So well played. Xiaohu is being very aggressive here. He
has to though.
Yeah, he does have to. I mean, the big thing here is that he should just flash react to this, right? If you see Rel winding up a Q like this, if you flash react, it's actually, you're kind of god. But that's what you have to do. Masu would have flash reacted that, yeah.
I hope so.
I hope so too. All right. Yeah, I thought that angle is actually better for Weibo than what it ended up being. Like, it could have been better for them.
Mm-hmm. At this point, it's kind of hard because Weibo has to drive a Formula 1 car, and you've seen all the buttons they have over there at like perfection.
Yeah.
While Fnatic is driving an automatic with the same speed.
Yep.
You know. So.
Yeah, I mean, I still like the angles they're finding on the humanoid. Like, this is... I mean, again, this is why I think Cinder fell out of the meta. Like, if Tarzan holds his Q here, they kill legitimately. I know he's on a ward, but Tarzan needs to hold this if they're gonna like use the Iona tools. Because if this is like if he throws it now with the slow, I mean, the odds of it hitting go way up. And if it hits,
Yeah.
he does. Yeah, I mean, like the onus of execution on Weibo is just so much higher than Fnatic. All right. Good peel for Xiaohu. Where was Crisp? The fuck is Crisp
Probably
doing, man?
looking to flank.
He's holding a recall.
Yeah, that recall is there just in case, because he doesn't know what Jax is doing. You know.
Got it.
See, like once Jax is no longer threatening him, he stops the recall. But that recall is not a bad idea, because generally teams are like taught to go all 5 on the flanker if the flanker is out of position. So those recalls might actually save your life, and the rest of the team like just backs off.
Yeah. I feel like I still feel like it ends up being slow. Because, like, for me, he sees Oscar cross here, and I think once he sees him cross, then he just tail behind. If,
He's slow. But...
Yeah, like if he's closer
Agreed.
and he tails like down the gromp wall, it's not bad.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah. All right.
But I don't think the recall in itself is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Like,
he just reacted slow.
when you play with fog, it's one of the best things you can do. I'm always teaching my like solo laners. You know, you're playing with fog. Don't just sit in that bush there and do nothing. Press your recall
channel
and
it. Who knows? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just amazed at how slow this game got after that bot lane fight. Because they are at the 6 grub advantage, right? And they just never got a lane on Fnatic's side of the map.
I mean, they took this bot lane turret at 32, and they could have taken it at like 17 or whenever was that Herald on mid.
This Varus Q's hit hard now. Nice. Varus did get accelerated this game. It's always quite nice.
Damn, that actually hurt.
Yeah.
Good crunch as well.
Oh, damn, June. Wow. Wow. That's one way to end the game.
I think Humanoid trolled Noah hardcore there with that E.
Oh, yeah? It knocked Breathe in, yeah? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like
Oops.
The passive from Varus
yeah.
didn't do anything.
I've
seen a lot of secret agents in this world, more than usual. I don't know why.
All right. I mean, good look. Like, I think Fnatic didn't do much to get their lead besides Weibo kind of throwing to them, but they played it out like well afterwards. Oh, I didn't keep the draft up. I kind of still remember draft. While they banned. So last game it was pretty similar bans, I think, but the Yone was banned on this side by Weibo. Or shit, by Fnatic. This time Fnatic banned both, because it ended up being Aurora ban here. But they actually opened with Aurora ban, which is interesting.
Most teams are afraid of like the B1 Yon in this patch.
Yeah. Okay, hold on, I gotta hide my cam. There we go. I will say, I do... So, if Skarner's first picked, which Fnatic did, I actually am really down to deny Rel. I do think that Skarner Rel is a little bit too strong. And Rel gets decent interactions with Skarner as well. Because your Q can shut down his E, and then you can combo. Whereas if you give Skarner Rel, Skarner just sets up for the Rel combo, and sometimes you don't have to burn flash for it, which is big. So I do like this deny. And then it's Vi. I mean, I think this opener's okay. The only issue is that the Jax goes over, and Jax is really strong this patch.
I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of the Ahri Vi when they see tanky champs, but
That's fair.
some people are. FlyQuest kind of took the same bait. So
Yeah, I'm surprised that they, for me, I would have dropped the... I would have banned Ezreal instead of, or denied. I mean, you can't really pick Ezreal yourself because they're too tanky. But I would almost rather give Xayah than Ezreal here. Actually, Xayah is really good with Skarner. Never mind.
They cannot give Xayah if they go for the Ahri Vi comp. They kind of locked
Yeah.
themselves into the Xayah ban by doing that. That's
Yeah.
why I'm not a big fan of it. Like,
okay. Yeah, I think Jax breaks it actually pretty good. I mean, honestly, here, I think if they go Hui, things are lined up a little bit better. You can play Hui into Ori and you get Hui Vi, it's not bad. I know Humanoid's okay at it, I think.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then Rumble for Oscar. I do like the Cassante ban a lot against him. I don't like Rumble either. I feel like you're locked into just having to, like, they have no way to deal with tanks, and you open with Skarner Jax. So I actually don't like this draft very much. I do think the 2 bans by Weibo are quite good.
The Rumble would make more sense if they didn't have a low damage mid though. Because the Rumble E, you know, it reduces a lot of magic damage, which is very, not magic damage, magic resist.
Yep.
Which is very underrated.
Yep.
But for Ahri, it's kind of like useless to an extent.
Yeah, she doesn't care about
Unless you have
pen.
your damage on a hyper carry. So, I don't know. It feels like a forced draft, and they only drafted for matchups, like individual matchups, on the second part of the draft.
I agree.
So they probably didn't prepare their secondary part of the draft, which is very common for most pro teams, which saddens me to see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely guilty of that too. Like, a lot of times, a lot of teams will prep first 3 and just be like, okay, do we have 3 answers or like 3 picks we can play later on, right?
Yeah.
But yeah. We get someone. Does Fnatic really have to ban Ashe and give Jax or Skarner? I'm always okay with an Ashe ban. I will say though that if you want to play Viari, then no. Right?
Yeah.
Yep. So I think that's actually reasonable.
And I don't think the Viari came as an answer to Skarner, because that's kind of like, I don't know. To me, it sounds like an int. But it was probably done pre-game. Like, guys, we need to play Viari. It worked in scrims.
Do you like Xin into Skarner? Because that pick's been popping up, and I do like it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that pick.
Nice. Okay, cool. All right, let's get into it.
I prefer Inspired's like fancy picks into stuff like Skarner, you know, because there are a lot of fancy picks you can pull out into that. But I'm not going to name them, just so I don't hurt FlyQuest in the future.
Yeah, I mean, one obvious one that like we have seen is the brand, right?
Yeah.
Like I do like the brand into Skarner comps a lot. Everybody knows.
I mean, I can just give one, which would be Zac, I guess, but not many people would play that. Because it kind of can disengage the Skarner very well.
That's interesting. I've yet to see that one. That's interesting, but yeah, that would make some sense, right? Would your E cancel Skarner E? Doesn't like Skarner doesn't bop you?
I don't think it even matters. I don't think it cancels it. Probably Skarner still bops you, but it's the R that's like high value.
Oh, okay.
Because you jump in when Skarner wants to drag someone, you know, and then you R them, so they're not actually damaged while in Skarner ult.
I don't know why this is existing, by the way. This 5v5 here. This is quite curious. I don't think Weibo wants this.
I don't think it's bad either. They don't have bad chumps. It's kind of even. I'm not sure if they're considering this, but they'll make Xiaohu's life very easy if they force the Ari to start E.
Yeah,
for a random fight. So
for sure.
that's the only thing I could see.
I will say I really disagree with them not sending Noah June up top and just TPing bot. I don't know why they force him to have to do the cross country mile, especially when she Q started. So like they pretty much just end up with 2 dead lanes off of this. So I don't know why Fnatic responded this way, like to force the swap. They're just behind in XP.
Yeah, me neither. They don't have a bad jump to match, so it's not like MF is going to scale. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, like, what happens into the Ezreal recon lane? Like, you just get, what, poked down a little bit? Who cares? You're MF. You should be able to play bully ball. Okay. I will say, I think you have to visit the Ari Oriana matchup. Is if you leave it in isolation, Ari just loses. So, but
Yep.
this was a bad visit. Like, again, if you TP Rumble bot, then the priority that Weibo is going to have for this blue buff walk just doesn't exist. And Razvan, I think, burned too much time here.
Yeah, but they burned Ori Flash, so
They
5 minutes
did.
of no aggression.
I'm down for the burning of Ori Flash. I am. But how he plays this out post play is going to lose his blue buff for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he burned a lot of time.
I think he didn't realize that his AD carry is losing push so hard into Jax. So
Yeah, because Tarzan yoinks it. Oh,
ooh, good one.
well played, June. Wait, I think Noah's autoing the wrong target. Yeah, I think that went to breathe.
Yeah, that went in Jaxi.
Yeah, they need to focus down the recon.
I don't think it dies anyways, but yeah.
Ah,
Because it's not passive. Basic. He already basicked Rakan here. And it
oh,
would be a small one.
oh, okay. I guess one swap on a breathe would be okay then. Oh, okay, nice. He gets him. This game's funky. I did miss the series. I did not catch the series live. I thought it'd be a 2-0.
For Fnatic?
No, for Weibo.
I see a 1-0 there.
I mean, this has been kind of weird. Tarzan's the big benefactor in the back half. If he goes in defense, I actually want Chris to walk down here. Yeah, I think Chris could like go fuck with Vi with the level 3, and you could stall for Tarzan. Because this actually is a really good timer for Weibo. Like, this is the one. This is the response.
If he does Rumble TPs and blocks the crash with Ezreal being on low mana, so there's a chance Ezreal can get jailed there. You know?
Oh, honestly, I think the W from Light was bad. Because you can't get the mana back for it.
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I actually think if Light doesn't W there, like, again, he might be able to walk. I guess they do have to get this in. Okay. Okay. That's more understandable. That's a good point. Yeah, because he's able to still yoink it. All right.
Yeah.
Not bad. Oh, wait, he fucked it up.
No, he didn't. He did, but then he dragged it further, so it wasn't bad. Because there are layers of minions that you need. 2, 3, 4.
I wish they can't.
And if you drag it further, then 2 is fine. for his shenanigans.
Okay.
I think he should have dragged a bit more though, so it might be slightly messed up.
Yeah, I mean, I think here you just play on like the mid brush line because you can hold the creeps there. Like he tried
I
to
think you
fuck
can
with.
push more that though.
Okay, like he fucked with Light's tempo, which is okay, but I don't think that's worth it. I'd rather have the dead lane at this point. I'm also um I think by keeping Oscar up here, they are just signing up to drop the grubs. Like because they could have rotated Noah and June up and played out like that, but
Why though?
huh?
Because they can still get the grabs with Rumble here, no? Rumble is a lot more powerful than an MF in this, so MF can just stay in a side lane by herself if they have info on Skarner.
Okay. Okay.
No?
I
'Cause-
maybe. I mean, it's kind of tough right now because the way that things have played out, MF is just straight up down a level of light, which I'm
yeah.
not exactly sure how that happened. I think it was some of the fighting going on, but
Yeah, it was.
did Noah like miss a lot of creeps for that? Yeah, I mean they just because the June doesn't walk up at all, so they just lose. So that's kind of stinky.
Yep. But I
Yeah.
don't know. When I was learning League of Legends, I learned that you don't chase singed, and you generally don't fight objectives against a Rumble if he has 6 soon. So
True.
he got 6 a bit too late though.
True.
But I think he has a lot more value than an MF would have here,
Okay.
as long as MF can survive. Like not bleed too much.
Yeah, I agree. My thought is that MF would at least get pushed in the lane, and you can pressure that way. But like Rumble in the fight, yeah, it's gonna be better, especially with MF being starved. And I don't even know if MF could get pushed too, just given the advantage that Light has with XP, because like that's gonna be a big problem moving forward. Because like the
I
Ezreal
think he
MF,
gets solo killed.
yeah, like the Ezreal MF matchup, it's it you want it to be inversed, because once you get out econ by Ezreal and Ezreal gets 2-3 items, like you just do, it sucks to be MF.
Yep.
You're there to kill everything else. Okay, well played by Weibo. I mean, I think getting the first grubs is huge this game because, like, as you pointed out in draft, like Fnatic draft for lanes, right? Like their comp is kind of meh. Yeah. So by not having the grubs, nice flash by Light, or nice out by Light here.
I'm a glasses wearer, but I don't see any win con in Fnatic's comp besides Weibo just win trading.
I mean, at this point of the game, honestly, like you drafted out winning lanes, right? And you don't have the grubs to like actually force those winning lanes at all.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this one's gonna be hard. Like 1K is just not enough because you need to be able to get through the tanks, right? I think it looks like Razork's rushing Cleaver, which I actually am fine with this game. I mean, Thunder Sky gives you a lot of power, but I think they kind of need it. Oh, nice board by Yahoo. I mean, the fact they get 6 scrub this game is brutal. It really was the level 1 that like scuffed this game, though. They just needed to have Oscar match the TP and play out the standard lanes. I don't know why Fnatic was so committed to the swap. Like, it really fucked Noah.
I'm kind of confused what Humanoid is doing in this case, because in the Vi Ari, the Ari should be the main person to look for picks, not the Vi, And he was just oinking around the Nash pit instead of looking to pick the Xiaohu Oriana coming from mid lane. You know what
Oh,
I'm
like
referring
here?
to? Like where
Oh yeah.
like
What?
Razvan is looking for it.
Why does he not walk into the top? Like so like top side mid rush, right? I'm with you.
Yeah.
He has no reason to take long way here, especially with his jungler coming.
And then he does, like he still
Yeah.
has position, and
Yeah,
I
he
don't know,
sacks it for
Oriana
nothing.
stays on a ward.
Yeah.
That's illegal.
Yeah. No, that's a good point actually.
Humanoid is being vegan, as
Yeah.
North America says nowadays.
Yeah. I mean, your boys to thank for that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think vegan and low elo should be inspired trademark.
Vegan for sure. Sorry, inspired as the gym routine to be able to say that. It's fun.
But even now, there are so many sequences where I don't understand. Like, if you go back a bit, Oscarinin pushes, right? He knows that Jack's recalled. I'm pretty sure he does, right?
Yeah. We can check.
And he goes
Yeah.
safe way instead of going through river to like put some pressure on this play.
Oh yeah. I mean, they do have a control ward in
Might
pit.
even find the pink wards and stuff.
Yeah. I'm with you. Like, I mean, you see 3 bot, and you have flash. Like, what are you scared of? Besides the fact that Ari decided to drop this wave on a ward too.
I know that like players are drilled to use fog of war, and he's trying to do that here, but he doesn't understand when he needs to pressure, you know, and when he needs to hide to create confusion. Because here his AD carry is weaker, so he needs to pressure.
Yeah, I mean, it's
like,
also
in a weaker position.
It's also more reason to just like play through mid. And I feel like Fnatic just have like not played through mid at all in this game. Like I see crit, like I know that the Weibo bot lane's winning. But every deploy, Chris is just walking mid, fucking with the Ahri, giving Humanoid bad conditions, and then Fnatic can just never play through mid. Like, how many times have we seen Humanoid actually have mid push and be able to like walk down? And this is one, right? But like even in this sequence, before it starts, like why is Jun not walking mid too? Oh, yeah, that's also like something I talk about. I feel like if you're gonna play Viari, it should be about pressuring the Ori and freeing up the Ori. Yep. They've not to like again in this matchup. If you leave it in isolation, it's a bad matchup for Ori. You need to pressure Ori.
Yep, and they have like most lanes can pressure.
Yeah.
MF could if it was a normal lane, not a swap, but Rumble still has the ability to like push, move.
Yeah, on this timer, MF does. Like, she should, right? She's got BT. She just walk up and slap White in the face, and it's good. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, like, they get Dragon, but every lane is minus. Ooh. I like this TP.
I don't think it's bad.
From Xiaohu, I actually like it a lot. Oh, wait. Weibo fucked up and it doesn't matter. Huh. I like it because they have 6 grubs, right? And you know the top's minus. Right? It should be with Jax. And I know that you just sacked Dragon, but you at least got Fnatic exit topside. Their conditions are bad. And then you can just pressure with 6 scrubs to get... I guess 6 scrubs are expired. Never mind.
I mean, you can still get the turret and stuff.
Yeah, you can still... You get
pressure,
turret.
force a fight.
Yeah, you get turret.
You have TP advantage on your top laner compared to Ari, who will be late to the play.
Wait. I don't know how many points Xiaohu has in Q, which does matter in this scenario. It looks like he has max points in Q. I think if he Qs himself here, then his next Q is big. I think I know Rumble TP is coming in. Okay, never mind. It's fine. I think the E on light just ended up not being necessary, but I can't blame him for that. Because if he E's Skarner here, then they wombo, right? Instead he has to QR. And
I mean, he can just
not quite as
walk onto the...
out of the ball.
Like,
yeah.
he can not Q, just
Yeah.
hold the ball, or walk onto the ball and then flash art yourself.
Exactly. You Q like right in front of yourself, and then if you walk more aggressively, it's good. Like unironically, if he put the ball on himself and he R flashes in, like Weibo actually 1v9s this fight. Because it could be R flash into a Skarner follow, and it would at least get like 3 flashes out of Fnatic in this scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Weibo could have gotten so much more here.
See, if it was MSI Xiaohu, it would have been a R flash there.
Yeah.
But it's Worlds Xiaohu.
True. I'm also surprised that Humanoid delayed boots 2 so much. That's just a big thing for Ari. Like he's late, right? Like he fixed midwave and he ends up being late. I don't think boots 2 makes a difference there, but I am a little bit surprised. Like usually just whatever matchup or whatever game you're in is Ari boots 2 are really valuable.
But what boots do you want him to get here?
Treads are fine. But you could go Lucidity. Oh, he goes Lucidity. Wow, so he just sits on null.
Yeah.
I will say, like, I am biased towards defensive boots usually, just because you get more value out of them in the long haul.
You can at times, but now their comp doesn't allow him to go defensive boots, I feel like.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they lose the long fights.
Yeah.
So he should go for the bursty approach and just try to like make this Ari vibe work, but it's going to be very, very hard.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because they mis-executed most of the early game.
Yeah, and losing this rift can hurt. They did shove bot all the way in the post play, but so now Breathe has to go respawn. If they cancel Breathe here, it's actually really big. Like I think Jun should walk up with like this is a scenario where I know they're on Herald and it's spotted, but you can't fight it. I think Jun should walk up and try and cancel the Jax. They can really fuck with his tempo. I mean, I guess he doesn't have dismount. Oh, he would now. Like, if you W'd and walked towards that brush, you would for sure cancel Breathe's recall. That does matter. Yeah, like, that does matter.
But it's kind of hard, though, because he would face check into something, so you kind of want to have your dash W back for that, so you can walk at the bush and, like, put your cursor behind you.
Yeah.
So you can W back instantly, you know? And it's a bit iffy now.
He doesn't have it, but he could bluff it too. You can just walk up and cue the brush. Like worst comes to worst, I mean he does have R, and they do have Ari rotating, so it legitimately could create a decent scenario for them. Ari is no ult, but
yep,
that would have been big.
Hindsight, yeah.
Yeah, it would have been big. And instead, they know that Rumble has no TP.
Okay.
Nice. I mean, this just looks unplayable now.
That looked like such a big int for me from Crisp.
But it's an int from Humanoid.
Humanoid not pressing flash, so that's an int from him, you know? Because Rakan should never reach here.
Not only that,
has W, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, not only that, but like he charms Tarzan when he's already out of E for what, you know? Like if he has charm here, he does get the Chris flash, right? It's like he can't do that, he should just flash, but yeah, I mean, what the fuck? Alright. That's bad. Yeah, that's just inexplainable. And now they're down TPs, so they just get fucked on in the bot side. Goodbye turret. Alright, this game's just over now. It's been over for a while, but I feel like now it's like over. Like,
I don't know, for me it was over since the fight level 1.
Yeah, like no, unironically, yeah.
Put their lane assignments.
Yeah, it put MF back in Narnia. Like MF is just now in the game, and Ezreal is almost to the point where you just eclipse MF pretty much.
Yep.
Okay, we'll go through this one a little bit faster then. Ooh. Okay. I mean, it's an expensive pick, but they get a pick. I like Weibo's response a lot.
Yeah. But then they go too hard.
Honestly, I don't even mind that. Because Breathe saves Flash. Like, it's not ideal, like, don't get me wrong, but they do get a lot out of Fnatic for this. Like, you take Rel Flash. Oh, Noah. Wait. Can Noah win this?
Played it well.
Yeah.
But his basic didn't deal damage? What? Am I blind? Did you see?
To who?
Oriana. After he flashes. Here.
Oh, Yahoo shielded himself. You can see the animation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It just came late.
Okay. Honestly, it was close. I was thinking maybe could have canceled ult a little bit earlier and like gotten a couple more autos down, but I think it's fine. It was close. I mean, this is still really good for Weibo. Like, Weibo got so much out of Fnatic for this. They just didn't get enough in return. Like, think of all the tools that Fnatic used to just get one. Oh, nice E from Crisp. Okay. I like the I like Sundered Sky on Jax in this scenario. I again, as you highlighted in longer fights, like Weibo just wins, right? And I offensive item to get you a longer fight.
But don't you like it in every scenario? Because I don't think they're building anything else as second item.
True. I mean, that item is OP. I've seen like some matchups. We've seen some Seekers Jax. It's not this one. What the fuck happened here? It's just a crisp moment.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah. Honestly, not the worst crisp moment we've seen. Yeah, I think he was trying to blast coming back to light, which I can see. So, I mean, well played by Razork, I guess. And they got 3R buttons on support. I just don't know what Tarzan does afterwards.
Quick drift.
Oh my god.
Is Jax OP? What? What?
Jax is OP. I was joking. I was on Nightmare's stream, and we were joking about how Jax is like the civilization economic victory at this Worlds. Because like in so many games, you just get to a point on Jax where you just win the game. This point is a little bit earlier than the other points we've seen, but I mean, I feel like Humanoid, that R from Humanoid was kind of poor.
You know, I'm curious if Jax can actually win a game against a team like FlyQuest, which is patient, because the champ struggles against patience at times, especially until he's like 4 items and his cooldowns are inexistent. But
oh, meaning like you think that Genji should play Jax into them? Like it would be good.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
No, actually no. I don't think so.
Oh, okay. So like you feel like FlyQuest could just beat
reverse.
Jax? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're going to beat Genji, but like
No, I don't think so.
thematically they should be a good anti-Jax team.
Okay.
And Whip also plays a lot of like messed up stuff.
Yeah.
On top lane. And Jax isn't a big fan of some of these champs.
Yeah.
As a matchup.
I think that like I mean Genji is the tournament favorite, right? And FlyQuest is the weakest team in quarters, but I think the FlyQuest can for sure like, at least put up a closer series than what people are thinking. I do think FlyQuest is like their approach to the game I like, and I think they're playing their fights well. It's just you're going up against
I
Gen G.
might be biased, but I think isn't Weibo in quarters as well? Because I think they're weaker than FlyQuest.
That's yeah. I mean I wanted FlyQuest to draw Weibo or Damwon because I thought they could have beaten them. I don't think
There's no
Weibo's been
Damwon, though.
fantastic. Right, but like in like the last it wasn't possible for them to get Weibo because how the pools worked, but like in order to make it to quarters, I wish they would have drawn one of those teams. Like people are just shitting on them for their draw.
I was kind of sad for Damwon. I expected that Lucid kid to be like 1v9 all year.
I did
Because
too.
he's been bullying Jojo Pian in Korea and
He's
the
good.
rest of the Korean ladder.
Yeah, he's good.
He's
He did not play great.
but
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought the I had them as my dark horse for the tournament. I thought the patch was really good for them. Okay, this game's over. This is a hella good angle from Breathe. That war was expiring too. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, again, all the flashes are pretty much just down from Fnatic from the last couple fights. Nice. Well played. The Zhao who pushed into bot in the TP mid. Do you have any thoughts on that? It's kind of interesting.
Can you repeat it? Sorry, I was checking something on
No,
my
you're good.
screen.
It's out of replay. It's a little bit tricky. He got bot wave +1, and then he just TP'd mid.
I mean, he does it to keep tempo, so they can play on this mid wave.
Yeah.
It's kind of a normal play. That's what you do with your mid lane TP in late game.
He got fiendish out of it, so he would have too.
Yeah.
I like this from June. I don't know why Weibo didn't check this. This is good.
But they should know, no? The minion saw him. Or? Oh no, it was barely. Holy moly.
Yeah, no,
that
that's good. That's well played, yeah. I feel like Breathe should have just still like walked in, you know, it's just like good mechanic or good fundamentals. Because Light ease in and it gets forked on.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't matter, but actually good setup from June.
Yeah, June has been smurfing.
Yeah, no, June's good.
More than he was inting. So
yeah.
He had a couple of like messed up moments, but
that's fine.
Overall.
I think that the support theory is that you have to break a few eggs to make an omelet sometimes, you know. I'm fine if support's grief. I really don't care.
Yeah.
I think it's like one thing where I think fans care a lot because it just ends up looking bad. But I do not care if you end up griefing.
Yeah. I mean, you seem like a Hilly Sang fan. I am as well.
Oh yeah, I'm a big Hilly fan. Yeah. Big time.
In order to do those things, you should have something that most League players don't have, which is foresight.
Yeah.
Because Hillisang and even June, like they predict where the fights are going to be ahead of time most of the time, and they can turn, like they are the kind of players that can put you back into a lost game. You know, I'm not sure if June is. Hillisang showed it over like multiple years, but based on what I've seen at Worlds, he has the potential to become like that.
Yeah, he's good. I think he realized Charm was literally that game was over.
There was a legendary G2 player called Promiscuous who was very good at this as well.
Oh yeah.
But he had nothing else to his game, sadly. But his flanks and like behind enemy lines gameplay was insane.
Yeah. All right, game 3. Honestly, these drafts have been kind of fun because like it's just been small changes they've been trying to do. So we have the.
Is that actually a Swain?
That is, yeah, Humanoid actually did play Swain. But we have again Skarner first pick, Jax Rel this time instead of the Vi. Vi is grab, but they snag the Ahri. I mean, I don't. I feel like you can play something besides Vi here. I mean, this is unironically the game where I would really like Xin. Because you're a one-directional team, and Xin can fuck with Skarner, and the Skarner Ahri can't really fuck with you with Xin. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that, but...
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Vi in general, so I'm biased.
Yeah.
But I can understand why junglers love picking it. So...
I mean,
you can do multiple things here. I think you can just like you can slam with Sejuani. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah. Okay, I would like that too. I think Sejuani is just it's fucking whatever. You're Sejuani, man.
You
Sejuani.
can even drop the jungle as well. Like you can pick the Ziggs there, and if your jungle has a fancy champion pool, you can pick something into that Skarner.
I mean, I would Kai'Sa here in hindsight.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not bad.
you can Kai'Sa and throw support bans. And then like you at least have DPS out and a way to play if you want to put dive around it. But yeah, because like they ban. I think the Kai'Sa Silas bans are good. And then you end up with Ziggs and Ezreal, which isn't really ideal. And then I think the Rakan's good again. Like playing Ziggs and Ezreal Rakan kind of feels bad.
Yep.
And then I don't know why we Swained into all this. I mean, I get the Swain of the Ahri, but like I just Swain thematically for me is
into the Ahri Skarner mostly.
Yeah, it's good in the 2v2, but it sucks in the rest of the map.
Yeah. Agree.
Yeah. I don't know what you would go here, but I would liked a lot of other things. Because you also have a lot of magic damage in your team now, which I think does matter in this Skarner.
I mean, if he wants to go magic damage, I think Annie is a better pick here than what he picked.
Yeah, I would have liked Annie a lot, actually.
I'm not sure if Veigar is still good into Ahri. Some people like the matchup, others don't. But it should be kind of okay. The only problem is that you lose a lot of prio.
The Veigar V2 build is actually pretty good with the Fimbulwinter. I'm kind of like, for Veigar, it's actually pretty good tech.
Was it the same on the patch of Worlds, though?
Oh, maybe not. Maybe not.
Because that might be a concern.
Yeah, maybe not. I had a Veigar. Go.
Like, if you want to pick for the matchup, you can go like Lissandra as well into this Ahri, but it's kind of bad into the rest of the team. I feel like.
Yeah, if the top side didn't exist, I would have really liked this. I am a little bit surprised we haven't seen this yet. I think Wiss is in a good spot actually.
I mean, the top side isn't that bad though for Lissandra. She doesn't mind Gnar, Rakan, Skarner, or Ahri. It's just the Ezreal that's a bit iffy.
Yeah.
For her.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it forces the Ezreal into cleanse. So.
Yeah.
Could have been a good shot.
I'm surprised we got Airy Swain.
What would you go? Can we pull
Conquer,
Doctor
no?
Respawn?
Yeah.
Doctor Respawn fast.
Yeah. I mean, if you play Swain, it's just Conquer, no?
I think it's Conquer or Dark Harvest.
Yeah, Harvey got nerfed to shit.
Is it nerfed on 14-18 though?
I think it got nerfed before. I think Harvey's just kind of bad.
Because I've seen the Challenger US Swain one trick before the new split started playing the like Swain build with Harvest, I think it was, and you go like Abyssal Mask quite early.
Oh, okay.
After your Malignance, and it seemed kinda decent, and it wouldn't be bad here, because there's a lot of magic damage on WBG.
See, Weibo hit a ward, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
So they missed it.
Just swap but Fnatic, they actually secure Jack's stuff.
Okay, so like my theory on swaps though is that if you're gonna swap, I actually think that NA is playing it right by trying to play 3 lanes from the start. Like, especially with the Jax, right? Because you can just walk bot and try and soak XP. Like Ezreal Rakan can't move you. You'll eat Qs, but you can just start E, and you know, as long as you don't get W by Rakan, it's not terrible. And Rakan's showing mid.
In this case, it's true.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you can just play normal this matchup.
So
and just have your Vi hover around the Jax, so Jax can play aggro and win his 1v1.
I mean, the one thing that's kind of sucks here is that Vi started red, and is now going Krug, so it's gonna be harder to get to enemy side of the map. Like the way that I think the swap should be played right now, and the reason why I like starting in the lane is because even if you die, you can TP back, right? You aren't burning your TP to go farm. So like if Jax is able to pick up the 3 melees, and when the wave crashes, like the second wave usually ends up like by the wall, like where Breathe's standing now. Jax can soak more, and you can sometimes just be 2 before the dive even comes in. And if support rotates down, then it's good. And if you die, you get the TP back, so your game isn't nuked. I feel like FlyQuest has definitely been drafting on purpose to play swaps, because Bwipo's playing Like Jax, because he even put Jax game, I think. He's playing Cassante, Jax, Urgot, Scion, which is all, like, I think he's playing it so that you can start in lane for swaps, which I do think is giving NA a little bit of edge, unironically.
I mean, hopefully someone from NA is listening to this stream and will hear what I'm about to say, but top laners should actually sit in alcove during
Yes.
swaps because
Impact
they
did
can
it.
get experience.
Yep. Impact did
Like
it one game.
especially on the first wave.
Yeah.
And if you have something with a dash, like Jax,
Yep.
I mean Jax doesn't have dash level 1, he has E, he can like dodge a lot of the damage. And most people stack waves in swaps, so you can actually hoard a lot of experience.
Yeah.
Like that.
Impact had a game where he started on enemy side bot brush. And he just sat there as Jax. And he waited until the wave hit the turret. And he walked out, E'd, and he got level 2. And it, like, again, I think if you're playing, because, like, even in this scenario where Oscar's chunked, in my scenario, you still have TP. And that's why it's valuable.
Yeah. You have TP, you have pot, and you just miss a ward because you have to use the ward to jump, maybe.
I mean,
don't get the minion wave.
I think we aren't seeing it from other teams because it might fuck with your jungle start, but we also have, like, I mean, I think that's where FlyQuest playing a lot of, like, Ashe Leona is really valuable, too, because you can't walk into that shit level 1, right?
Yeah.
Oh, well played, Noah.
I mean, that's where FlyQuest has their advantage of having a couple of old players that have been through swap metas.
Yeah.
Because he probably remembers most of those things.
Yeah,
like,
him and Core, yeah.
Swap meta, like, this year was very surprising to me because I haven't seen teams do the proper warding that spots these kind of things when they want to deny the swaps.
Oh, with like the Gromp wall ward, shit like that?
Yeah, but even deeper, like you could ward, for example,
in between
the wolf,
inner and
the
inhib.
entrance to mid.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can ward just over close to a turret, so you can see who comes to your lane. So you can do your lane assignments in 20 seconds and do your shifts ahead of time.
Yeah. All right.
Like behind the inner turret, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So the one thing I have to go back and notice is the CS differentials are really rough. Because I mean, again, they forced the Jax to walk back top. And so now he's getting out econned by Gnar already. And I don't know about you, because I know you played top lane at a really high level, but I think that the Grasp matchup, or the Grasp on Gnar actually changed this matchup a lot. Because to me, it feels like Gnar wins for the first 2 items. Whereas, like, that used to, like, wins a little bit harder than what it used to be. Because Fleet never really gave you real value against Jax.
I think it depends how the Jax plays. If you play against a Jax that is allowed to abuse you, then it makes it easier than Fleet does to an extent. But a good Jax perma jumps onto your head with like Q from level 1. You know?
Yeah.
Most of them don't do it nowadays because they're afraid of jungle or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's kind of sad to see this matchup.
Yeah. I mean, we did see the Bin Zeus. Bin played Jax versus Zeus Gnar, which was a treat in that game.
Yeah.
And Bin was put down to the hole off the swap, but then did come back and find the solo kill.
Yeah. I think thematically, like, you just outscaled Side as Jax before the changes to his ultimate. But now I feel like if Gnar builds to beat you inside, he beats you inside.
Yes.
So it's just...
That's what I've noticed with the Grasp. I think that, like, because he has more health, like, you are able to kind of trade longer in mini, which is really good for Gnar, because, like, whenever you proc Hyper, right? Pretty big.
Yeah. It's also his Mega has stupid stats nowadays.
Yes.
I'm not sure when it was buffed, like last year or something, but that made it kind of like OP.
That bot gank was fine, I think, from Fnatic. I know Jhin missed, but I like the setup. And they didn't need to do something because they did need to do something there. Because like the swap again for Fnatic just wasn't that good. It was really nice that Breathe was able to stay up in that lane and not have to TP, as we have Humanoid. Oh no. That's bad. I think he's got to flash the second Q here from Xiao. Either that or like he already thought he was dead. Because you can flash.
Doesn't he have spells though? Because you should like W under your butt, use your E to get HP and stuff.
Yeah.
Because they don't have Ignite on you, no?
He W's late. He presses R first, then W's. Also, I don't get why he started Echoes, but I don't know Swain as well.
Wait, where is his W?
It's on his butt right now. It's just late.
Oh yeah, but it's like super late.
Yeah. Yeah, looking back, I do think he's dead, even if he flashes out of Q2, but I think that's what you look for. I mean, regardless, the Swain pick's already, like, you didn't get the Grubs fight, partly because the bot can't get in the swap, and then you just die, like, right after Grubs are taken. That's pretty bad. Oh, the E was thrown in the Narnia, that's why. I mean, I feel like if Xiaohu is going like this and you throw E, like, it's because you have to E to, like, fuck with the Skarner, because you can cancel Z with your E.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this is just bad. Yeah, I mean, I think if the E misses, then you got to try and flash the charm. And he just greets everything and dies. That sucks. That hurts.
What is he building though? What's that ruby crystal? Huh?
Leandri's.
First? Okay.
I mean, well played here by Tarzan, but if Noah pops this, isn't there a chance that you can throw off the R from Skarner? Okay.
What do you mean throw off?
Like, when the R is set wherever you channel it, so Tarzan's flashing over the satchel, right? But when he starts charging up the R, if you move the Skarner, then you can move the R. And, like, if that happens and June walks down, maybe he's able to get out.
Yeah.
So I'm
I
just...
mean, Noah should just boom it
Yeah.
forward so he insects the, like, Skarner close to his turret. And then
Yes.
maybe June. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I remember, like...
Or alternatively, he should just throw it better as Skarner because
Yes.
he threw it on future position instead of just throwing it wherever he's. Because that would
Yes.
force the flash earlier or just stop the Skarner fully. So
I remember I wasn't up for this game, but I remember seeing on Reddit that, you know, they just kind of fell over and died game 3, and it definitely does feel like that, I will say.
ooh, CC lock. Ooh, he
That's
died.
nice.
Nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
Oh, that was nice. Light is a bit confused here.
I will say that if Noah, like, I don't know why he's going to satchel the person TPing in, because if he saves satchel for light, then they actually do kill
I
here.
think he also satcheled Ezreal, no?
Yes, yes, yes.
Like, to not...
I mean, I guess he's going for it,
more.
and Light just sidestepped it here. But, like, he's throwing the satchel on his minefield. So for me, Light's never going to walk that way in the first place.
Oh, yeah, fair.
Yeah.
I think he was thinking that it's going to take a bit longer and Razor might tank an extra shot or something. But yeah, you're right about the E.
Good job by Breathe to walk up and get his AD out. Zhao also rotating down. I mean, Grubs are just, like, you just lose both Grubs now. I feel like the power of the Swain, just because of when Humanoid died, like, a lot of it just went to the wayside. Because what I was reading up on when it comes to Swain, I'm not too familiar with this champ, is you're just insanely powerful at the first Grub fight and second Grub fight if you don't die. And they just weren't able to get any value around that. And now the Gnar should be winning insides for a little bit, and they can get insane value from 6 Grubs if you're Weibo.
Yeah. Gnar is full build with the tabbies. Classic top lane life.
Yep. Get correct defensive boot and profit. wondering if... I'm surprised that Weibo actually deployed bot for this. Because if I'm Weibo, I feel like I can just walk top and like overload top and just profit, you know? Like like you already have vision up there from the grub take. And you can... I mean, they're playing for Skarner camps, so maybe that's why. But...
They probably don't want to lose waves at this point in the game, so they
Yeah,
just go for basic 1-3-1 since Gnar bullies whoever is there.
I think you can send Ari like solo though, and then Ari can like still port or catch. I know Ari would get starved out a bit, but you can just have her catch this and go mid. I mean, a light TP back mid, which is fine. But,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah.
They could do it, yeah.
Yeah.
And then they would have vision in that top side, and they could fight the red and extend there.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah. They can
And
play
then
for Fnatic
Skarner would
camps.
get more camps overall.
Yeah.
Instead of getting one or whatever he got bot side, he gets 3 top side at a later point. Oh no, he actually got 3 bot side.
Yeah, you got 3.
Yeah.
But like for me, it's if you take your red and then you hit, like if he recalled here with Xiaohu and then they just walk top, he would have wolves and then you can just play hard on the top side and you should be able to win. Like you'd be up tempo.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they should have rough vision. I mean, Red's global timer, but I think they had vision over Raps with the ward too. Just like from the Grubs play. Up here. Oh, nope, maybe not. Okay. Still. Okay. I mean, I will say, like, I think that play might have been better, but the way they played this out, like, yes, they sack Dragon, but I think this is fine. I would have somewhat preferred if Xiaohu was hitting turret, but that's fine. Because I think Xiaohu gets a plate with 6 grubs here, for sure. They might get it either way. Oh, no, it was the plate. Oh, it's close.
Yeah, they just go safe way.
Yeah.
He could have gotten it for an R burnt if he wanted.
Yeah, I mean, one
Not
auto
possible.
gets a plate, and then he could have played out the rest. I mean, regardless, they fuck top pretty hard. So, I mean, Breathe is going to be so big this game. Jesus.
Chunky boy.
Swap lanes, yeah. Good. Wait, this has probably been the best map the way it was played so far. I don't think I think Fnatic like kind of FF the last map. I don't think they super FF this one. But I feel like Weibo map is like they've played this one out really well.
Yep.
The Humanoid kind of FF'd it a little bit, but might be able to too. Yeah, it
Let's
feels
see,
like.
are they going to do?
Well, what do you want Fnatic to do?
No, I was thinking that Weibo can shift into bot side now. Like Ari moves mid because she takes over that wave. Like here, she sinks the waves, clears them up so they hit the next turret, then takes over mid, and then the entire Weibo team can just go into bot side and open up that side of the map as well. Because I feel like there's nothing top side for them to play for.
Yeah, I
That's
agree.
again camp.
I agree with you. I feel like there's nothing for Fnatic to play for though on this side of the map they're in, and they stayed way too long. Which I guess Weibo doesn't have info of. They dropped one blue trinket, but I am thinking like maybe that's why they play the bonus wave up here, right? Because they might have had. I mean, Chris does spot the overstay. I really like what Chris drops here.
Yeah.
But yeah, like they're slow to take
they,
the bot outer because that's what you're looking at, yeah.
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 Maybe they're afraid of the Fnatic death bush, but honestly, it shouldn't matter that much when you have Skarner Rakan with Mercs.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm with you on that.
But yeah, both teams could have just went to the other side.
Yeah.
Got something of it.
Yeah, both teams kind of elected to slow down their game right there.
And I don't think it's in anyone's favor because this is one of the rare games where it's actually a skill gap in team fights. I don't think there's any team that's like way better scaling or whatever.
A little bit, yeah. Fnatic, it's a free pick on the Chris. Not bad. They burn a lot for it, but take what's given. Oscar gets chunked out, though, and they just TP Ari up here. So it's going to say fuck the Drake and 6 grubs the inner. Oh, he hit 2. Nice. Oh.
Okay, that's good.
Well,
okay.
That's really good. Okay, yeah, that's nice.
That took longer than expected.
It did. So humanoid TP comes in, they're able to defend, but then they shift spot and they use their second TP. I'm gonna go pressure this.
The second TP is what I was talking about earlier, if you remember. Like you use it to protect waves and speed up the time to actually play for an objective.
Yeah, I mean, Fnatic walks into the trap here. Yeah, I mean, really nice here. I like this TP a lot from Breathe. Like, this one just makes a lot of sense to me, right? Like, Fnatic just burn the resources on top side, so you're guaranteed to have a 5v4. I guess Yahoo's stuck up here, but it's fine. It's Oscar's dead, so it's still a 4v3. Mega Gnar with Demolish Pog.
I don't think you're sad if Xiaohu is stuck topside against Humanoid, because Humanoid makes it hard to play for the melee champs.
Yep.
And there's mostly melee champs in both sides.
Yeah, no, I agree.
The one that's huge.
Yeah, and they get to farm out all their waves, so yeah, that's good. That was good from Weibo.
Yeah, and now Gnar has Terak, so he's the raid boss.
Yeah, I this is my thing with the Gnar on with the grasp. You get your Qs or your base AD damage at this point is just so big in this Jax matchup that I mean, you're more accelerated than what you should be as Gnar, but I feel like with the changes that were made to Gnar and getting the 3 AD, he does get... Like, you can have edge against Jax. Like, for me, at this point, in the Zeus spin game, we saw Zeus being, like, plus 20 and up, like, half a level. And at this point, no matter, like, you just push around the Jax, right? Because you get here at this point, and Jax cannot match.
Yep.
And then Jax goes... we saw Bin, and I think what we've seen from most Jaxes in this matchup is they actually go Seekers second. So your power level is like also down a little bit in this matchup. Like, obviously Seekers is high value active, but just in stagnant state, the Gnar still pushes you around. Which like Bin doing that to me tells me that regardless of what he builds second, you still get pushed around by Gnar a little bit, you know? And you just need more time.
I mean, unless you're ahead, you're getting pushed.
Yeah.
So yeah. You need like half an item on top of Gnar, like 1 item and a half versus just 1 item. Similar to, like, on this game, it was on the other side, because Gnar had boots over the Jax. So you just need the reverse of this happening for the Jax to do something.
This is actually close from Fnatic. I feel like Humanoid... I know Tarzan's approaching on this angle, but I feel like Humanoid, if Razork's going like that, could have pressed R a little bit earlier.
Yeah, and
he ends up getting a really good combo. So. Yeah. And he still ends up getting a lot of value here. I'm amazed that Chris would.
Yeah, but he's kind of hitting them on the edge. He should just click into them.
Yep.
You know, because
they
don't have damage to kill him.
Yeah.
And then he could just zone the RE Ezreal a bit more.
Yeah. Still a nice fight from Fnatic, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, good TP from Oscar. Like, wonder what Weibo can do here.
Can you go back a bit? I'm wondering, can they start this fight earlier? Because they have an even better flank TP for Jax.
You see that here? Yeah.
Yeah,
so we're
blue.
Yeah, we're talking about the ward here.
I cannot see your mouse, but yeah.
No, I got a pen. I'm circling it for the stream.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe.
Like if they set this up, the Jax could be TPing
like now, because Chris would not see it. Like they would have seen Chris pass, right?
Just after he passed, yeah.
Yeah.
If they have vision on him.
Ooh, that's spicy.
I mean, you can see it on Xiaohu being aggressive, like walking forward like this.
Jax
and you can just do it.
Jax would have to be off the wave by this point, which might give it away. But I like it. Because he lands and it's a really good charm by Xiaohu. Or no, it's
I
by
mean, he can even TP on the wave. It's not that big of an issue because he has a Rel and Vi engage. They can CC lock someone
yeah,
for ages.
Chris charms him up. Chris was pretty clutch actually in this fight. I know
But it was a good reactive TP from him, though.
yeah. I don't like the clear of this game from Razork. I think it should be Sterak's second. He's only buffing up Oscar damage, right?
And his own, I guess.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's kind of hard to kill those tanks if
Yeah,
you
it
don't
is.
have that. So it's arguable.
Yeah.
If they play reactive, I think Black Cleaver is fine.
Oh.
If they play proactive, then Sterak is better.
Shun fucks up his Q here. Like he goes for the chain, and it's right before Sterak's kicks in. Yeah. Because if he gets the Sterak shield, I mean, like, Breathe could die.
He's too tanky. Mega Agnar too tanky, man.
A little bit.
And Fnatic doesn't really have damage.
Oop.
So.
Oh, good try by Razork, honestly.
But he would be out of the fight though, because right now he can still stay and throw stuff.
Razork almost got the Baron. Also, I think Oscar could have dropped his E earlier. Yeah, Breathe should die on my screen. Like, Oscar could have chained his E, too. Because he's got it up. Like, why isn't he casting his E now?
I think it's because of the rel. Maybe he was expecting the rel to CC chain, and he wanted to keep his E so he can, like, dilute Ezreal.
Yeah. But even in this...
Jax is kind of weak without the E
Yeah.
against an AD carry close to you.
Oh, it's such a bummer, though. Because if they do chain up Breathe properly... Wait, did the Q miss because Humanoid yoinked him? No, I think it just... Yeah, if Humanoid yoinks in the June Q, then I think they at least kill Breathe and can go from there. Because Breathe has a really nice disengage, so it ends up being a big deal, right?
Yeah.
Ah. I didn't see if Humanoid reactivated this ult, by the way. Oh, he did there? What the fuck? Are you gonna wait on this?
I think he wanted to help
Burst
the
Baron?
burst.
Yeah. Yeah, also, like, Fnatic and their comp is, we didn't really talk about this, but it's way better if they're, like, able to take and hold, rather than, like, because they push too far into Weibo there and get melted, right? Their comp wants to be in river first and have Weibo walk in. And they just do not get to do that. Alright, this game's over. I mean, in some ways, I feel like this one was closer than others, and in other ways, I feel like it was not. You know? I don't know what your diagnosis is of this one, but I think Fnatic had some angles. I do not like their draft, but that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, similar opinion here.
Yeah.
They will always have some angles, but at the same time, they're kind of slow on their trigger.
Yeah. All right.
GG's.
Razvan, you got any thoughts on this one? I'm gonna keep on going, but I posted these on YouTube, so I'm gonna do the YouTube wrap, and we'll keep on going. I don't know if you want to say anything for what would be in the VoD, or like any last thoughts.
Honestly, not much. I'm not sure. I think I've said a lot of things, so
no,
I'm
you
not
did.
sure what else I can add to it. Like,
no, you're
as
good.
I said, my conclusion is that Fnatic sometimes is so on point and like on the same page that it's scary, but at other times they're so desynced that it looks like it's a solo queue team.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like my master grandmaster teammates fighting each other because someone smited their cannon or something. It's kind of sad to watch.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, thanks for joining for this one, and thanks YouTube for watching. As always, like, comment, sub, follow me everywhere at CubbyXX, and then follow Razvan as well at Shadow Razvan7 on Twitter or something like that. Yeah. Or what's your Twitter, Razvan?
I think it's Shadow R04.
Yeah, there it is. Shadow R04. I'll put it in the
You are
description
close.
too. Yeah, I'll put it in the description. All right. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys.